Hi, Jeff Mitchell with the Golf Standard. Today we're working on 9 shots. For all intents and purposes, there are 9 shots that you'll encounter in the game of golf, and they go from hitting it low to medium to high to hitting it straight with a fade and with a draw. And the combination of those 9 shots will give you a lot of opportunities on the golf course. Now, do you need to know every one of those? Probably not. Do you need to know how to do every one of those? Probably so. So what I have set up here is an alignment rod in front of the golf ball that represents my target line. And behind the golf ball, I have 2 alignment rods. One is going outside in, which would represent a shot that would be starting left of my target line, fading back to it. And then the inside one is going inside out. That would represent a golf ball that's starting to the right of my target line and drawing back. And then I have 3 golf balls set up right here. For most people, they tend to just set up with everything in the same spot. They set up for a straight shot, they're setting up for a medium trajectory, and these 3 golf balls represent normal, forward, and back in my stance. The one in the middle, when I hit a medium trajectory shot, whether it's straight or with a fade or with a draw, that's where I want to place the ball in my stance. If I want to elevate that shot, hit it higher, I'm going to move it forward in my stance, probably about 3 inches or something like that. And then if I want to hit the golf ball lower, I'm simply going to move the golf ball back in my stance. This is going to give me an opportunity to change my setup position as much as possible and my swing as little as possible while trying to produce all 9 of these shots. My goal with this 9-shot drill is to really to control just a couple of things. One is the trajectory of the shot. That's going to have a big influence over how far the ball goes in the air. It's going to have a big influence on how far the ball goes on the ground. And the second is I want to be able to control the curvature of the golf ball. And that's going to really help me when I want to try to figure out whether when the ball lands on the ground, whether I want the golf ball to go. So if I'm hitting a fade, I want it to land on a slope that's going left or right, or if I want it to go downwind, something like that. I just want the ball to go. A fade would be a good choice. If I want the golf ball to stop, I could hit a draw, land the ball into a slope, or hit it back into a wind, and I can control the golf ball, hopefully, both in the air and on the ground. And with this setup right here, trajectory being first, I would set up with this golf ball right here, slightly ahead of center. It's a 5-iron, and that would produce hopefully a very medium trajectory shot. If I want to hit the ball a lot higher, I don't move where I am, I simply move where the ball is. This is going to change the angle of attack. It's going to add a little bit of loft to the club. It's going to help me kind of sweep the club off the ground, and it's going to give me the maximum amount of loft that I can achieve. If I want to hit the golf ball lower, without really changing where I am, I can move the golf ball back in my stance. That's going to create a little bit of shaft lean. That's going to take some loft off of the club, and everything else being normal, that's going to hit a much lower golf shot. So I've used that ball position to help me to control the trajectory of the shot. And the second part is obviously the curvature. If I want the golf ball to go straight, then I want the club to go back and through on a very good line, and I want the club face very square to that path. If I want to hit a golf ball that's curving a little bit left to right or a little bit right to left, I have a couple of different options. One, I can set up where I actually want the golf ball to start. Let's say I'm on this line. I can set up as if I'm just trying to hit a straight shot to the right of my target, and then all I have to do is close the club face and aim the club face at where I want the golf ball to finish. And by doing that, I'm creating a difference between the path, the club face angle, and that's going to impart a hook axis on the golf ball. Hopefully the ball is going to start where I'm lined up and finish where the club face is lined up. Same thing would be true if I'm trying to hit a fade. I can line up to the left like I'm trying to hit a straight shot, and then line the club face up where I want it to finish and take a very normal swing. The second way I can do this is by leaving the club face nice and square to my target line and changing the actual path of the club in relation to that. So I could set up all of my shots where I'm lining up directly at my target, and if I want to hit a fade with the club face square, I can take the club face outside along that line, bring it back across that line. That's going to create a path to club face angle difference. Ball's going to start a little left of my path. Hopefully it's going to curve right back into the target. Or the other is that I can set up very square to my target line, club face square, and take the club back inside and bring it inside out to meet the ball. Club face is going to be closed in regards to the path, and that's going to create a little bit of a draw. You know, you can experiment with that, try that both ways, find out which one works best for you. So I think it's really important that you go out and you practice hitting all of these 9 shots. Whether you use ball positioning to create the trajectory or whether you change the path to create the curvature you're looking for, there's a couple of really good reasons why you want to do this drill. One, you need to figure out how to hit these shots so that when you get on the golf course, you have some confidence, some competence in hitting those shots. That's going to make a big difference with your result. And the second is, as you go through this, you're going to discover that there's some of these that you really feel comfortable with, that you're really good at, and maybe a couple of them that you aren't. And again, when you get on the golf course, that's going to help you make a decision, make the right decision, and hit the correct shot based not only on what the needs of that shot are, but what you can or cannot do. But go out and try this 9-ball drill. Move the ball forward to increase the trajectory of the shot. Move the ball back to hit it lower. Inside out with a closed club face to hit a draw. Same thing going with a fade, outside in with an open club face. But practice these, get comfortable with them, use them to your benefit. Until next time.